Hello and welcome back to StreamBoo.com.
This lecture we're going to learn about linked list. In our previous lecture we learned about array list. We also created some array list, generic and non-generic array list, right? So in this lecture we're going to learn about how you can create a linked list. So linked list also inherit abstract list classes and implements dict interface. Okay? A linked list can contain duplicate elements, just like an array list. Linked list also maintains insertion order. Linked list is slow compared to array list since it takes time to traverse through the list. Okay, linked list and array list are kind of similar, right? However, when you create a linked list, Java, what happens in Java program is actually it traverses throughout the list. Array list doesn't do that. That's why it's fast. However, linked list it actually goes through each element from the list. That's why it's kind of slow, right? So how do you create linked list then? Well, this is one example where the non-generic linked list here. You do linked list and you provide the whatever data type you want, and you do linked list. Right? That's the linked list one is the object name equal new linked list, and you provide the data type in here. And with this parenthesis, you close the semicolon. That's how you can actually create a linked list. Let's say here I've got this class linked list example, and I create void main method here, and I got to create non-generic linked list here. So I did list equal linked list one equal new linked list. Here, as you can see, I created a new linked list. Okay, this is a non-generic linked list. So I had element one, string 1, 2, and the index 2, I added 5.24. Right? So I can print out the linked list, and I remove the 0 index, which is element 1, and I should get 1 and 5.24, just like in here. Then I create a generic linked list, right? So I do system.println list linked list 2 equal new linked list, and here I'm actually putting string, right? And I do add element 1, and at index 1 I added element 2. Then I print out linked list 2, and I remove 0 index, which is element 1, and I get element 2. Alright, this is a generic linked list again, just like we did in array list. Instead of list, you can also do linked list and string, and linked list 3 equal new linked list. And you add string 1, string 2, remove the 0 index, then you get linked list string 1 and string 2 and string 2. That's how you can actually create a linked list. Again, like linked list and array list are almost similar, right? The only difference is when you create a linked list, the Java has to actually and you do the operations, right? You add, remove. They actually have to traverse throughout the list. That's why linked list is a little slower compared to array list. Well, let's go to IntelliJ in here, and I'm actually going to expand this one now, and I actually create a linked list in here. I'm going to do linked list example. So in here, I'm actually going to do public static void main string. Okay, args. Alright, so in here, we're going to create a non-generic linked list. Alright, so first, I'm going to do linked list 1 equal new linked list. As soon as I do that, right, it's saying that, okay, it's coming in red, and as soon as you click in here, it's saying that you need to port this package here, Java util.linked list. Okay, so let's import that package. So you can do that, and you're going to do import java.util.linked list. Okay, also port java.util.list. Right, so you're importing this package here. Now you have access to all this linked list and list methods. So I can do linked list dot add. So here I'm actually going to do string 1 and linked list 1 dot add. So add 2 linked list 1 dot add. Let's say false. System.out.println. Just print out the linked list. And also I can remove, right, I can remove, let's say, index 1. Now if I run this, oops, let's also print out the linked list, and I should see string. So first one I added string 1, right? Then I added 2, then I added boolean value false, print it out, I get string 1, 2, and false. Then I remove 0 index 1, so 0, 1, so I only got string 1 and false. Alright, so there's also another method in here. I said LinkedList1 dot remove all, right? So as soon as I say remove all, it's asking for the collections, right? So it says collections. So let's put the collections. So since this list is also a collection, I'm actually going to put LinkedList1, right? So this list is also a collection, right? So I created a LinkedList1 here, which is the list. So if I do remove all and I put the LinkedList1 in here, right? So now let's actually print that linked list, and it says now your linked list is going to be empty. See here? It's empty, right? That does not have any elements because I used remove all. It removed all the elements from the linked list one. Alright, so now let's create a generic linked list. So I'm actually going to copy this to make it faster. So just going to copy that. And in here, I'm actually going to do string, make it string linked list 2, do string. Alright, so you explicitly said that this one only requires, it only accepts string, right? So when I do this, it's not working, so I'm going to do string true. I'm going to add a string 3. So I'm going to do remove, add 0 index 1. I do that. Let's do this. So if I run this, I should see string 1 and string 3 at the end. So first I added string 1, string 2, and string 3. Then I removed the element at index 1, so it's a 0, 1. So 0, 1, so it removed string 2, and I printed, so I get string 1 and string 3. Okay. The other way also, like we did before, so I can do linked list, and let's make it 3. So normally people you do this, like just like normally do linked list, string, linked list, and new linked list with whatever the generic data type they want. Okay, and same thing with ArrayList. But sometimes you see this was as well. So they are both the same. So I'm just gonna make it so we can make it 3. Right? Yeah, just make it 3, and I get this one 3, 3, 3. Okay, and it's giving the same thing. Alright, so that's how you can actually create a linked list, right? Again, right now it does not seem like it's taking a lot of time, right? But if you have a big program that have a lot of elements in your list, right, it's a lot faster for your computer to actually do the array list than linked list. That's it for this lecture, guys. I will see you guys in our next lecture.